Pass. We're gonna screen share, so it's not just my morning face here. Everybody gets on. All right, perfect. No, back. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying before, we are going to focus in on Chalene Johnson's method of goal setting because I feel like I know it's huge. I went to her Smart Success 2 times, 3 times, a lot of times. I can't remember how many. And she always focuses on the 3-month goals, the quarterly goals, instead of a year goal. And it's completely game changer. So this year, I want our team to focus in on setting these quarter goals and working towards them together. So we're going to do Zooms every quarter like this, where we're actually going to dial down and do our goals together and figure out our goals together. And then each month we're going to have a Saturday coffee morning just like this. And we're going to go through and just go through our goals together, like review where we're at, what we can do better, and kind of just mastermind our goals. Because I feel like if we're accountable and we're showing up for these calls, we're going to hit our goals. It's going to help with it. And I just want to help you guys hit those goals and focus in on them. So I've never done this before in the 7.5 years of coaching. And I think it's going to be way more fun and put more passion into the business on all aspects for you guys, for myself. And not only that, help you guys hit business goals and life goals, because I'm going to use this kind of as an example, but I've had 2 coaches now who have taken what they've learned from Beachbody or their network from Beachbody and fulfilled like dream things, or created things that were their dreams, but not Beachbody related at all. So for instance, my sister, because of Beachbody, had the opportunity, she's a massage therapist, to go to Colorado which is a big dream for her to live in Colorado. She wanted to always. She's going to share her story actually in our team page on how Beachbody made this possible and how it made it possible in the sense that all areas work together. But she's out in Colorado for 4 months living there, and she's a massage therapist and she's working in a resort, and she gets to snowboard for, I think it's $200 for a season pass, and she gets to snowboard and work her massage, and it's completely a dream of hers, and it was built because of Beachbody. So a lot of people sometimes focus in on Beachbody is going to be them, and it might just be a step in your journey of fulfilling your passion too. You know, there's some of us who have passion with Beachbody and we live and breathe it, but there's also a point where we grow another passion through it. And so that's why I want you guys to focus not just on Beachbody business goals, but also all life goals with this. So super pumped. We're going to get right into it because it is time consuming, because we're actually going to break down your goals and figure out exactly how to do it, which I don't know about you guys, but I used to be the one that would write down the goals, and each day I would write, or each week I would write them down again. And then I never had a game plan though to hit those goals. So we're going to actually have a game plan to hit them. All right. So step 1, I hope you guys have pen and paper. I need you guys to write 10 numbers on the page. Now we're going to figure out what your current focus is, where you want to focus in on. Okay, so this is step 1, and it's finding your current focus. So for number 1, I want you to write down physical health. Now for each one of these, you're going to score them. You're going to score 1 to 10 on each category, 1 being the lowest, that you need lots of work on this, and 10 being like you don't need to work on this at all, like you're great in this area. So if you're kicking butt with your workouts and you don't have that problem, then 10. But if you could use a little work, then maybe an 8. And a lot of these will have the same numbers, so don't worry. they can have the same numbers. But so the first one is physical health. So you want to rank this. And if you guys have any questions, just blurt it out. I'm not going to mute anybody. If you want to mute yourself, you can. But I want it to, you know, us to engage with this and talk it out. So any questions or any comments, just let me know. Okay, number 2 is mental well-being. Now this is, so for example, if you had a freezing pipe and it exploded in your basement and there was water all over, how would your mental state be? Would you just like freak out, or would you be like, okay, we're going to take care of this? So, hey, Christina, we got another one who jumped on. So that is mental well-being. So physical health and mental well-being. The third one is environment. So Christina, I just want to let you know that right now, we are writing 1 through 10, and we're finding our area of focus. So our first one was physical health. Second was mental well-being. And third was the environment. And you're going to rate those from 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. Okay, so restoration is number 4. This is hobbies, something that restores yourself. So Shalene gave the example of going to get your hair done each week. It makes you feel good. Like that makes you feel good. It makes you, you know, for me personally, like getting my hair done, you guys can clearly see all the time that half the time I don't shower. So that's not going to do it for me. But for me, I get out and I do CrossFit on Wednesdays. And this past Wednesday, my husband was late and I didn't get to go. And he clearly saw that I needed that. I was so crabby after. I felt like it like completely ruined my week. So that restoration or hobby, meditation, just something that just restores you and gives you, you know, that feeling of a breath of fresh air, I guess. That's number 4. Number 5 is romance, love. So number 6 is friends and family. Now, your spouse does not go underneath friends and family. Your spouse is romance, love. Number 7 is finances. Number 8 is purpose and work. Number 9 is spirituality. So that doesn't have to mean, you know, it can mean God, it can mean higher power, it can mean just being connected. So it doesn't have to, you know, be like a lot of people when they think of their spirituality. Holy crap, I can't say that this morning. Or faith, like they think it has to be God related. It does not have to be that. It's what you believe and you feeling that connection. Okay. And number 10 is personal growth. And by personal growth, are you comfortable right now in your life, or are you uncomfortable? Because personal growth means uncomfortable. It means you're growing, you're getting through things. If you're comfortable, that means that you're not growing personally, because to grow personally, you're going to be uncomfortable all the time. And it's actually kind of a cool feeling when you're okay with being uncomfortable, because so many people are like set in their ways of comfortable. And when you get to the point where it's like, I'm okay being uncomfortable, that's a cool feeling.
I actually was just going to say that. I was like, it turns into like something you enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm uncomfortable. Here we go.
There's the goosebumps.
I'm all sorts of uncomfortable these days.
Okay, so I'm going to give you, Rudy. Quiet. I'm going to give you guys time. Is everybody already scored these? Yeah? Okay. Perfect. So I'm going to go through them one more time. I know Sheila just jumped on the phone. So there's a category. You're too noisy. The puppy's the worst. He's worse than the kids, you guys. So you're going to score 1 to 10 category. physical health is number 1. Mental well-being is number 2. 3 is environment. 4 is restoration. 5 is romance, love. 6 is friends and family. 7 is finances. 8 is purpose or work. 9 is spirit, oh my God, faith. 10 is personal growth. I cannot talk. So now you want to look and you want to see what your lowest scores are. So your 2 lowest scores you want to pick out, and they might be like this, they might be the same, 5 or 4, they might be the same level. Does anybody want to share their lowest? I can actually hold him because I'm not writing anything.
He's trying to just bite my hand.
I know, he's a pain in the butt. Come here. He's
good
like, I'm
ones.
scared to go by you.
My lowest is friends and family.
Friends and family. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's probably the most important area of your life too. Like one of your key priorities is probably friends and family.
Right.
A lot of, and I mean, this is what Shalene says, a lot of us will take our key priorities, so the things that are most important to our life, and they're the ones that we rate the lowest. And that's because we're hard on ourselves. We feel like we need to give more to that area because it's a key priority of ours. Anybody else want to share?
I think my lowest were environment and romance. But environment, I think I had to think about that one, but I think
Yeah,
it's
so
ranked lower than everything else.
I didn't explain environment either. Environment's like, it's your, that was weird. It's your surroundings. So whether it be in your car, whether it be, in your home, whether it be at work, it's just your surroundings around you. Does it give you anxiety? How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel crappy, or does it make you feel like, good?
Yeah.
So that's environment. I should have explained that better.
That was my other low one too, was environment.
Environment.
Mine was faith and restoration.
Awesome. Well, I mean, I guess it's, I don't know.
Do you
if that's
think for
awesome.
restoration, because you have to, I had to think through this one. Do you think it's because for restoration, you haven't found that thing that you look forward to? Like she had the example of CrossFit. You haven't found something that like, oh my gosh, that just chilled me out. Like I'll use the example, like I found that going to the apple orchard in the spring, I'm like, I am so chill afterwards that like, it's the only thing that shuts my mind off as an example. So maybe it's just you finding that thing. Because for my example, I put going for a run or going for a class similar to CrossFit, I found that me getting out of my norm and outside of my house one time even a week, like that resets me kind of. So, but I know exactly where you're kind of thinking on that.
Does anybody else want to share? You don't have to either. Just putting it out there.
I will. Right now, my mental well-being, personal growth, and restoration.
Okay. So for me, my 2 lowest were finances, and what was my other one? Purpose, work, and my environment, and personal growth. Those were all, but I went with finances. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to pick the one that you really want to focus in on. So and I mean, it doesn't mean that you won't just do the one. You'll probably, all your levels will probably go up just by focusing in on the your lowest level. Oh, you're a pain in my butt. So you guys want to put your current focus down at the top.
Can you pick from your lowest ones?
You pick from your lowest, yeah. Your lowest might change after you think about it all too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
you guys don't have to go
one.
with this either. If you feel like, okay, really, I can easily do that one, you can change your focus, your current focus, if you feel like,
I think I did mine backwards.
you did yours backwards. Oh God.
I'm a bad student.
Okay, so step number 2, you guys, is we're going to create our 3-month goals. So I want you to write down, and you guys can take as much time as you need, but I want you to write down 10 goals, and don't like overthink these goals. Whatever comes to your mind, write on paper. You know, you can always change these too. Some goals you'll figure out you're like, oh my gosh, why would I even write this goal later? Or you fail at that goal. You know, there's, like Shalene says, just keep failing forward. Like there's some things that she puts out there that completely fail, you know? And so that's what we have to we can't just put our focus in on, oh my gosh, I have to come up with these goals. I don't know how, like, just write out goals. Even if it's date night once a week or date night once a month, like just write out goals pertaining to, it can be the current focus, but it doesn't have to all be current focus. Just write down 10 goals. I'll shut up so that you guys can write down the 10 goals. Can you just like go to bed again?
Sure, let him eat the sleepy pill.
Now, your goals each quarter will probably change. And even once you start doing this longer, your chapters of life change too. So for me, like Gabby's going to be going to at-home daycare this starting the new year. And so for me, my chapter of my life is like game on business wise, because I'll actually have 20 hours of dedicated business time, and I've never had that before. So a lot of my goals are business related, which will in turn help my financial goals. And that's where my main focus is right now or my current focus is finances. And so that's going to help with that. So it depends on your chapter of life and where you're at right now. No. Be gentle. Does anybody have any questions or want to share one of their goals? Sheila, I'm just gonna mute you, hon. If you want to chat, just unmute yourself. Is everybody done, or you need more time?
I put a few down. One main thing I put on there was to be a better mom. Like, I've been having, with school and everything, trying to get everything back in order. I feel like I don't spend a lot of time with my son, especially during the week with work and school. And by the time we get home, it's so late. We only have like 2 hours to do homework and eat and shower and everything else, and just do more things outside of the house together. We went to a Rudolph play the other day, and he had a blast, and it just brought a lot of joy to my heart to see how much he actually really enjoyed doing something like that, which I've never done anything like that, but it never even really crossed my mind to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But
so
definitely.
So your goal, you said your goal was to be a better mom. Is that what you said?
Yeah, like, well, just to do more things with him, like as a family.
Perfect. So what I want you to do though is make that more specific, because goals need to be specific. They need to be Oh, dude, I can make another one. They need to be, okay, you chug butt, get down. You need to be able to, know exactly what they are. So for instance, you want to do more things with him. So choose how many times per week you want to do. So like, I want to get, have one date night with my son, or, like for me, actually, I had the same thing. And it is, I spend 2 hours a day engaged with my kids. Now, some people are like, what, only 2 hours? I'm talking about not cleaning, not doing mindless other things, that us as moms do. So my goal is to spend every day 2 hours of engaged time with my kids. So for you could also do, Rudy, shut your mouth. You could do, I want to have one day a week that's dedicated to date night with my son, or something like that. But you want to just make sure that you have that, they're measurable and specific. Does anybody else want to share? That's an awesome one, though.
I have like the complete opposite. I want to not spend less time, but I'm always with my son. Like, I never have alone time ever. So finding something for me and just taking time for myself would be mine number one.
That's awesome. And I love how you said that, because when you're with them all the time, because like that's how I am with Gabby, you start to resent being able to be with them all the time. So just having that little short period of time where you get out and you get away, then you miss. Like when I get to get away from Gabby, like it's 2 hours and I come home and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I actually missed you instead of pushing you away. So that's an awesome one. Do you have like a set amount that you're like, what's your goal for that? So you have a goal to get away from your kids a little bit, but you have to have that specific goal, like how often, how long is it going to be? Is it just waking up in the mornings before, to have that alone time?
Well, see, and I do, but he wakes up with me. So I would say at least maybe like two hours, like a couple times a week, maybe.
It doesn't take much, really.
Yeah.
Is anybody else want to share? If not.
Yeah, mine was to like work out more consistently, like every day. I'm getting ready to do the 80-day obsession, and like we got married, bought a house, and I'm starting a new job. So like it's totally been backward for me. So like being able to have like a program and like know it's gonna be 80 days, accountable, and like trying to get things done and back into priority wise.
Manage your expectations when I run into this seat. For mine, I've become very horrible with my cell phone around my kids. Like I don't drop it. I seriously need to cut it off, because I don't know who just said it, who only has a couple hours. Macy, that is how it is when you're working full time or whatever, and you get home, you legit have 2 hours of quality time, or that's supposed to be. And then once homework's there, it's even less to get them in bed at a decent time. So I've always felt like a warden, like mom sucks. Like all I get to do is discipline because you're go. So it's really hard. And I used to have a 45-minute commute on top of that. So it seriously was 2 hours a day where I'm like, this sucks. Like I have no time with my kids until then. So I just get stressed out about it. So but now I shorten my commute down to like 15 minutes, which is, oh my God, amazing. But I need to be smart about using that time versus I have to dive back in, because I've had to take a step back from things, but I need to take the opportunity to set some boundaries for myself and say no cell time during this time, because now my kids watch me and they're going to pick up on those habits too. And my kids are very honest and have no filter, and I have no idea where they get that from with an ounce of sass in there, and tell me how much I suck sometimes. So the dingers are coming. So I have to start listening to that though, because a 4-year-old is being very honest. and I need a reality check with that. So
Did we switch cups?
no.
Okay. Do you need me to make one?
No, you're good.
One of mine is to have a phone free date night with my husband. Because we're terrible when we're I mean, it's just us.
Yeah.
But anytime we go out, we're always on our phone. And we don't see each other anyways during the week.
Yeah.
So
it's a bad habit. Like, it's really
It's
bad.
terrible.
It's hard. Now, I will tell you the one time we did go out on a date, we left him in the car because it's like, it's not him, it was me. But I left it in the car, and you don't miss it, and you actually, but man, the communication is so key, so I wish I did more of that.
and it forces you to actually talk to each other.
So do it.
And how often are you gonna have this date night?
I'm gonna try for once a week.
And like a lot of people think, you know, date night has to be going out, and that doesn't have to be that way. Like Dan and I had date night the other night. We put the kids to bed and we played Guitar Hero. Like that was our date night, and it was actually fun. I mean, it was to the point where we're like, okay, we have to go to bed. Our eyes were like hurting from watching the screen. But we don't play video games, so for us it's completely different. But yeah, you don't have to go out. So many people think you need to have that money budget too, and you don't have to. So I love that goal, and I think it's awesome. But I know how important marriage is for you, Erica. Make sure you still take pictures. So just to be able to post and attract people like that to you. Oh, Rudy, my God, he's sleeping. Leave him alone.
The dog's being such a dick.
He's never like this either.
My dog's the same way too.
You're gonna go up by Dad, and he'll get you in line. Rudy. No. He goes, I'm sorry. Come on. Okay. Back to being a baby again. All right. So now what we're going to do is you're going to write next to each goal an M for any of those that take money. So for any of those goals that you need money in order to do, you need to put a M by them. And like Erica, for yours example, the date night, you don't technically need money unless your goal is to get out of the house. You know, if it's to have dinner each week, then yes, you will need money. But, you know, to have a date night each week, you don't technically need money. You just have to get creative.
Ooh, I'm actually impressed. I'm so dumb. Like, I did these, like, if I didn't think I needed to work on it as much, that's why it's been low. So did I do it backward? Because these, I'm like, I feel
those are
like
your
not
positive.
my priorities.
Yeah.
Okay. These, I know I'll have to work at making.
Yes, yours is probably the
Flipped
8.
around.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
Or the 9 there.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a chatter. Mine is literally. For the money, yours was none of them? So,
Nice,
yeah, that's
actually.
awesome.
I know, I was impressed that only 2 of mine.
And just look at a ton of mine were money, but that's because my goal, mine is financial, is where my focus is. So, you know, it depends on where you're at with it. So the next one is, so for money, it's how much would it take for you to get that goal, to add on to that goal. So for instance, if you had, let's see, trying to think of what her example. Melissa, do you remember Shalene's example for money wise?
You're talking to me?
No, that Melissa.
Oh, you wanna for per like week, like how much money
yes.
would it take you per week to accomplish that?
Okay, yeah, perfect. So for instance, if you had like, we're going to go business because you guys can all relate. Okay. So if you had a goal to get your like page to get your like page to a certain, I think I actually have that goal. Yeah, like page grows to 20,000 likes. So for me, I'm going to have to invest in that. So now I have to figure out how much I'm going to invest monthly, and then I'm going to have to figure out, like, dial it down to weekly, how much I'm going to invest weekly in it to get to it. And I could actually go all the way to the day if I wanted to really dial it down into it. So money-wise, you're going to want to take time, and we're not going to go through and we're not going to do all this together, because you're going to have to break down some of these yourself on the ones that you want to put your focus in on. Okay, so that's what money is. Next is T. Put a T for any of them that are going to take up time. So for instance, I spend 20 hours dedicated on my business. That's going to take time for me. But here's the thing, okay? If you're already spending 15 hours, then I'm only going to have, oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Never mind. Don't listen to me. That's for later. Sorry. He's finally calming down. Oh, there's Lindy.
I know, I was trying to see.
Are you still on vacation, Lindy? Yeah. Are you ready to go home? Over a week is just too long.
Yeah. Lindy, I look much better today.
Okay, so the next one's time. And then S is for skills. So is it going to take skills for you? If it's going to take skills, write down S. And if you guys, like, I'm going to just be honest with you guys, if you guys really want to, like, dial in your goals hardcore, like, I think Melissa can probably agree, not you. Melissa can probably agree. Watch the Chalene Johnson video, because she gives you tips. She gives you, I mean, it's like she's a pro at it. So I'm an amateur. She's a pro. Like I just took what I've learned from her, and I'm duplicating that with you guys. But if you want to really dial in and you want to learn these steps big time, just watch it. And it is an hour, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did 20 minutes a day. It took me 3 days to get it done, but I still did it over time. So it doesn't have to, you don't have to be like, oh my God, how am I going to fit this hour in? You can do 20 minutes a day. You can do 10 minutes a day, but just so that you learn these steps, because these steps are going to be game changer for you. All right. And then the last one is D, for discipline. What ones are going to take discipline? And it can be two different things. So like I said before, I spend 20 dedicated hours on my business. Now that's going to take time for me, and that's going to take dedication. Okay, so now, like you want to break down your goals. So we want to figure out how we're going to do it, and that's where we want to write down how much money it's going to take for our money goals, how much money it's going to take monthly, and then break it down to weekly, how much you're going to have to do weekly. And I guess you can do monthly or weekly. So it depends what your goal is, whether it's a monthly goal or a weekly goal. But remember, these goals are 12 weeks. So for 12 weeks, does anybody have a business goal for rank?
Yeah, I want a 2-star.
Yeah, I have 5-star for mine. I would for sure, you guys, if you're gonna, I mean, you guys are all in this business for a reason, because you're showing up on a call. So I know that you guys, are gonna work your business. If you're here showing up, I would for sure have a rank goal as one of your goals as well. And you want it to be uncomfortable and scary. So I don't want anybody to have Emerald as their goal for 3 months, because that is too little of a goal. It has to, oh, stop it. It has to be scary. It has to be uncomfortable, because if it's not uncomfortable and it's not scary, it's not big enough. So does anybody want to have a rank goal or want to shout out a rank goal? Ashley will.
I'm gonna go for diamond on March.
Love it. I love it. And I know you can do it. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to break it down. And so we did the money one. Okay, now the time. So how much time is it going to take you, you know, to go diamond by March? You know, I mean, I really don't know if that's like a time thing, but let's see. Okay, so for me, I'm going to use I spend 20 hours on my business, dedicated hours on my business. He keeps unzipping and zipping my jacket.
That's
with
impressive.
his teeth. Yeah, it is. I already work a certain hour on my business, but it's like 5 hours of dedicated, like no kids in my way, so I'm gonna have to come up with 15 hours for the dedicated time. Well, now that Gabby's gonna be in daycare, I have my 20 hours, so that's not hard, but I'm just giving you an example. So say you had 20 hours that you wanted to work on your business and you already worked 18. So then you only need 2 extra hours for that. So Erica, for date night, you're gonna need time for that. How much time do you want to put into the date night? Say 2 hours. Let's just say 2 hours a week. Then if you're not doing it right now, you're going to need to come up with 2 extra hours each week for your date night. Does that make sense to everybody, what the time is? So if you're already doing it, you don't need to add that. Anything past what you're doing is where you need to add up how much time. So then you want to take from all your goals and you want to write down how much extra time you're going to need each week to hit your goals. Oh, you're such a lard ass. You know, pretty soon you're not going to be able to sit on my lap.
Our pit's like 65 pounds and they still get in our lap.
I know, he'll always be a lap dog.
It's terrible.
By the look of his paws, he's going to be probably the same. Okay. How does everybody feel with their goals? Does anybody feel like they need to change some? Do they make you scared or uncomfortable?
Yeah. I've been changing them as I've been going along.
And you guys might get off this call and you might watch Chalene Johnson's and be like, dude, I'm changing mine. Because she's going to make you get uncomfortable. What was the example? The girl that she used as an example. Oh, you're such a brat. She wanted to help 100 people with her nutrition in a month. And Shalene's like, okay, so what's the most you've ever helped somebody in a week? And she said 100 people. And she goes, then why is your goal 100 for a month? It needs to be more. So then the girl decided that she was going to do 100 a week because that's what she hit. And that's going to make her uncomfortable. It's going to make her push hard. And so that's where it went. So you guys, like if you have a rank goal, and so for me, like I'm going to have a goal of adding coaches each month. All right, because I have a rank goal that I want to hit. So for me, adding coaches is, and at first I was like, I'll do like 2 coaches a week. Well, I've done that. So I had to up my game, or not 2 coaches. It was 2 coaches a month, sorry. And I'm like, no, I have to up my game and I want to hit like 8 coaches a month. So that's going to be my new goal is 2 coaches a week, 8 a month. So and you guys, that makes me want to puke. Like that freaks me out. I mean, I haven't added a coach. Okay, I added 1, but I haven't added a coach in a couple months, but it hasn't been my focus. So putting this goal out there, like literally makes my stomach turn. And that's what these goals want to do for you. They want to make you uncomfortable. Janice, Diamond by Summit, I love it, but I think you can do it before that. Just being honest with you. I've seen you add coaches, and these are 12-week goals. She just jumped on though not too long ago. So these are 12-week goals. So for you, I'm going to push you. You know how this business works. You're like, you've been in it, you know how it works, you know what you have to do. I would say you can easily do diamond by the end of the 3 months. Granted, this is your goal, but I'm trying to push you out into the uncomfortable a little bit more. All right, so now you guys want to pick that one goal that will help you hit like 4 other goals. So this is going to be your push goal. So now you have to pick that one goal that will help you at least hit 4 of the other goals.
You're so smart.
I learned this. Did not come up with this.
But it's funny watching it come together, and you're like,
Yeah.
because seriously.
So when you guys, what you're going to do is you're going to take this push goal and then you're going to brainstorm it. And by focusing in on this push goal, it's going to help you hit all the other goals. So you're going to hit those goals just by focusing in on this one goal.
Like legit.
Sheila, I love it. Diamond by mid-February. And for those of you that are like here and you want to work the business and you're going all in with the business, honestly, like for me, a goal will be at least 1 extra rank each quarter. So you guys can all end this year. Where did he go? 2 to 5. Oh, he's in his kennel. Oh, stay in there. You guys could go 2 to 5 star diamond by the end of the year. And like a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I could never do that. But you guys can, because we're going to teach you exactly how to break it down. So you might have a different goal right now, but you can still break down your business goal after. And it might change, you know, like it might change and you might want a business goal or a rank goal or a commission goal after, and that will help you out with it too. But if like, I'm here to tell you guys, I'm the type of coach where I don't care if you're coaching, like, I don't care if you're hitting rank goals. I don't care. I want you guys to grow in your life. Like, I want you, if you're struggling in one area, I want you to overcome that area. I'm not the coach that's like going to push you and be like, no, you got to be doing this. You got to be showing up for work. It's all timing. I've had up and down years. I'm not here for that. I'm here to support you in your life journey and where you're at in your life right now. I want to help you overcome those situations that you're in. So if your goal isn't business related, don't think that I'm trying to force that on you, because I'm not. If your marriage needs work, I want you to work on your marriage. If you're like Melissa said, she's working on her kids. If you need to spend more time with your kids and unplugged with your kids and focus in on your kids, then do that. I'm just using business goals because we can all relate to that, because that's why we're here right now. Okay, so everybody have their push goal. Does anybody want to share that? No? Okay, that's okay. We don't have to.
I can share mine.
Okay.
Mine, I know lately I haven't been like 100% kind of every day on top of my business, but that's my main goal, is to stay on top of my business and promoting it and helping people with their journey, their health journey, because unfortunately I have not had any success with it. I mean, I've had a lot of people tell me, oh yeah, I've been really interested in doing it, but they never really do anything about it. So but with that, I'll be able to spend more time with my son, because I would have that extra little bit of money if I wanted to do something that involved money. It'll help my finances get in order for whenever I stop working and go to school full time. I think it would help out my other goals with being on top of my business, basically, I guess. Yeah.
That's awesome. But I want you to get specific with that goal too.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out what that goal is, so then you're able to break it down. Because it's easy for us to say for any goal, like even get healthy. I'm gonna get healthier this year. well, how are you going to do that? So we need to be really specific about, you know, what we're going to do. For instance, who said with the 80-day obsession? Okay, Quincy did. For 80-day obsession, I'm going to follow the 80-day obsession to a T. That would be a specific goal. Like I'm going to follow it with the workouts and the nutrition guide, and I'm going to give it my all. Now, if her focus is just fitness wise, she can just say, you know, I'm just going to follow it with the fitness portion, the exercise schedule, and not really focus in on my nutrition. It doesn't, for anybody, I would go all in with this program because it's game changer. Like watching the results and everything, I'm so pumped.
Well, and what it does for your business following it.
Yeah.
To the T, nuts.
That's the big thing. And this is off topic, but for like Melissa, before she was a coach, she was coaching. So she joined as a discount coach, but you guys, she every single day for a full year before she joined as a coach, well, maybe not a full year, but something like that.
Yeah.
She posted on social media every day that she got her workout in.
Tricky buggers.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, Melissa, you're coaching. And she's like, I'm not going to coach, Liz. I'm like, you're already coaching. And I mean, it went back and forth like that. But when she did decide to coach, she had a following of people who followed Lindy was one of them, I'm sure, that followed her workouts every single day for years. They saw her consistency. They saw that they watched her transformation. So by going through these programs, and she's been a challenger since day one. She's been in every single challenge group. She's gone through every program. And by doing that, like she hit Success Club 10, I don't know,
13 or 14 months
in a row, like from the time that she joined as a coach. But that's because people trusted her. They knew she was in it. They knew she wasn't a roller coaster, you know, of going through it. We have quite a few local coaches around here, and I've had a lot come to me and say, okay, I want you as my coach because I've seen how consistent you are. And so that's where it's big to stay consistent posting about your workouts. If you have times of, I like to call it my flabby times, where I get off track. We're human.
Yeah.
Post it.
Yeah.
Post about it. That just builds more connection to you because we're not going to be perfect. Not everybody will be perfect with this. If they do, it's probably not healthy that they're perfect. You know what I mean? So post those up and downs. But this is completely off topic because we're goal setting today. So let's get back to that. So
I'll share mine.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so my push goal hits every single goal, which I thought was crazy.
That is awesome. That's
yeah,
exciting.
That doesn't happen often, ever. So I figured shooting for my health goals and really getting consistent with working out and eating healthy would help hit every other goal. I have a miracle morning goal of I really just want to be a morning person finally. I want to have a garden, and obviously that's healthy, so I'll be like eating stuff out of the garden. I want to make $20,000 with coaching this year. I think it was like 7 or something this year.
That gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What?
That gave me goosebumps because I can so see you doing it.
So I think just being consistent with my own health will, you know, get me excited about sharing with others more and posting and stuff online. I want to travel every year. Obviously, you need money to do that, so that would help. I want to build our dream house in 2020, which my husband thinks is crazy, but if I keep building my business, it's possible. I want to lead by example for my friends and family, and so if I get consistent myself, that'll happen. Consistency with coaching will come because I'll be excited I'm reaching my own health goals. I want to have a go-giver mindset every day and build business rank, which I don't have any details on that yet, but
that's awesome.
So I feel like it's all connected right there.
For sure. And did you guys see how it's all connected with hers? Mm-hmm. Just that focusing in on that one goal. And so are you going to just commit to 80-day obsession?
Yep, 80-day obsession and the ultimate reset for sure. And then I just think the miracle morning will like help with
my whole day.
So are you going to do 80-day obsession and then the ultimate reset after? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I wanted to do ultimate reset in March, so it might overlap, but I don't know if I should do that.
No,
my
don't do
vacation's
that.
in April.
Oh.
So I feel like it might be too much, but since I've done it before, I don't know. I guess I'll just have to think on that.
I'm gonna share with you that you will not get the same results if you work out with it. You will not.
That's what I'm thinking, because
Yeah.
I was watching a lot of Autumn's videos, and she's telling people to eat more if they weren't getting results. So I don't know. If I'll
Yeah,
do that.
don't do the ultimate reset and work out. Like, you won't. I mean, it's crazy.
My friend did, and it took her like 6 months to get out of a funk and back to normal. It was very weird, but it's because she worked out hardcore during and two of us did it alongside her and didn't work out. It was
The thing is, during the ultimate reset, I didn't work out for 3 weeks, and it like threw me off for like another
hard,
3
yeah.
weeks after
It's
that.
hard.
It was so hard to get excited to work out again.
And a lot of times the first time you do it, that's what happens. When you start to do it more often, you click faster, because it's such a mindset shift, and it's such like an inner or an outer body experience too, where it's hard to come out of what you went through. And so it is hard to work your way back into it. And I think as coaches, we're like, oh, we got to go hardcore into another program. You don't have to. You need to work your way up to it. So next time, maybe just, start easy and easier on yourself, and, say, okay, I'm going to work out 3 times this week. We don't have to jump into a program that's 6 to 7 days a week, just slowly getting into it. All right, let's finish out here, okay? So now we have our push goal, okay? So now what do you guys do with your push goal? Like, we have it there, but we want to actually figure out how to complete this push goal. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a massive brainstorming. So with the massive brainstorming, I want you guys to dump all ideas onto the paper on how you're going to hit it. Now, why are we going to do this, and what, like, with this brainstorming, what we're going to do is we're going to break it down. We're going to break it down to where you're doing 3, is it 3 tasks? I think it's 3 tasks. No, is it 4? Or no, 3. Sorry, you guys, I'm talking to myself. Okay, so you're going to do 3 tasks a day that take 10 minutes. Every day, 10 minutes, 3 tasks for 10 minutes. Well, that didn't make any sense, you guys, sorry. So each day you're going to pick 3 tasks that only take 10 minutes per task, and this is going to be towards your goal. So for instance, let's see here. I'm going to try and, like, here's some ideas. So if you have like a money goal, or you need money, you could sell extra furniture online. You could sell something on Etsy. You could sell clothes. You could budget. Those are different, like, money wise. If you need to come up with money, those are things that you can do. So what you would do though is you would break that down. And so if you're going to sell Etsy stuff, you're going to have to break that down into 10-minute tasks. Same with like selling clothes. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've sold stuff online. Like, I've sold stuff with Facebook, and it takes time. It's not just something you can do like that. Like, I used to spend a day on doing it. So if this is going to be one of your tasks, you're going to have to break that down. So for instance, you can get, for 10 minutes, you can get the clothes ready. For another 10 minutes, you can take, pictures. For another 10 minutes, then you can go and post. But it can happen over the week. So it doesn't have to be, all in one day. But these are the tasks that you're going to have to do to complete that. Let's see, what other one is it? So for the help 100 people with nutrition, that her name was Molly. I wish I did break it down more. Wait, sorry guys, I gotta read my notes. Okay, so for let's just brainstorm the 100 people a week one. So she wants to help 100 people a week. How is she gonna do that? Okay, she can invite to, she said she's going to invite to her community page. Now she said, I'm going to invite with Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube. Now, is that a 10-minute task? No. Like, not even Facebook alone is a 10-minute task. So you got to dial that down even more than what that, than the inviting to a community page daily. Does that make sense? Does anybody have questions with that? I've muted you, Brooke, because I can hear your salon talk. Okay, so does anybody have questions with this, with the brainstorming? Just ask away if you have them. Erica, did you say you had a question or no? No, okay, I thought she raised her hand. Does anybody want to go through and pick apart your goal? Like, we can pick apart your goal and brainstorm with it so we can use somebody as an example.
Liz, is this for our push goal, or is this for like the 10 goals that we have?
The push goal. So because of the push goal, the whatever goal you're focusing on, the push goal, that's going to help you hit all the other goals. So granted, it will probably, like, most hit like 4. For Lindsay, hers hits it all, which is awesome. But for most, it will help you hit like 4 goals. But in return, just focusing on that and knocking out 4 instead of focusing on 10 helps out. So that's why we focus in on our push goal. But if you get down, so for me, like I said, finances were a big deal for me. That's not my push goal though, but I also did take time and I went through and I wrote down all, like, our level of debt, what we owed, like, so I could budget in, you know, where our money was going and how much I had to spend each week and where it was, like, grocery wise and everything. Right away I did a budget because I got excited. And most people are like, they hate writing down that debt. They hate writing down, you know, all those bills that they owed. I was excited to do it because I'm like, I know I'm going to do this, but that's not my push goal. So you can still go through and do the same thing for those, but we're really going to focus in on our push goal, because if you focus in on that daily, then that's going to help you hit all other goals. Does anybody have a push goal they want to share?
I'll share mine. Mine is diamond rank.
Okay, that, you know what? Perfect, because we can all dial this down. So if you guys do have a goal of diamond and you want to dial it down, let's dial it down together and you guys can, you know, have it. Oh boy, Princess woke up. Perfect timing, Gab. Come on. Oh, she's going to be shy because Melissa's here.
Yeah.
Okay, one sec.
There's strangers in my house. I will say for the diamond thing, what's going to help is giving you a visual, whether it's going to be on your whiteboard that we've talked about before, or there's a sheet that you can print off and you fill in the spots of what those names are. And that's been huge for me. I've printed it so many times because I'm helping other people get to diamond, but that it should be a first and foremost that's going to give you a visual, kind of like her budget, that you can check things off. So if you haven't found that, we can share it, but that's been huge for me focused on diamond.
And that's one of the brainstorming steps. So for instance, in order to go diamond, you're going to need at least 8 coaches. Mm-hmm. I would say 10 to 12 coaches is more realistic for diamond, because people do go, shut up,
they fall off.
He wants to play with you. Want to play with him? Or no?
She thinks that's gonna work. It's cute.
You're right. I'm like, yeah, we go play with the puppy, entertain the puppy. So that would be one of your steps right there, is that you need to add 10 to 12 coaches. Okay, so now we have to break that down. How many coaches per week? So now we have 4, 8, 12. We have a 12-week goal. So you have to, like a coach a week is basically what you have to do. Now, here's the thing, you guys. Okay, we're just starting this out. So for instance, you're just going to start your coach invites. So you might not have a coach sign up for the first couple weeks because you're building that momentum up. So you're going to have to that's why each month we're going to get together and be like, okay, now what's it going to take for me to hit it? And you might still have to add all your coaches the last 2 months, but you're building the momentum up to do so. Does that make sense with that? Because trust me, you're not going to like today say, okay, I'm going to add a coach this week and do a bunch of invites, and you might get a coach, but it might be more forced, where if you build the momentum up, then you will. Okay, so Rudy, that's enough. Go lay back down. Okay, so that is one thing, okay, that we're going to break down. So now you're going to add a coach a week. Now, what's that going to take for you to do? So we're going to break it down even more. So how many hours are you going to work on your business? You got to break that down. You have to break down how many invites you're going to do. So the average is you'll get one person interested out of 10 people. Now, the more you invite, your numbers will go up because you're building confidence. You guys, I'm going to tell you right now, it sucks at first sending invites. You feel uncomfortable. You get like your stomach hurts. And I go through stages where I get that way. Like right now, I still feel uncomfortable sending out invites because I haven't putting time and energy into it. So I need to work that way up. So at first you're going to feel uncomfortable. But the more you do, the better you'll get at them, the more you'll grow at them, the more comfortable you'll get. And like Brooke's a master at inviting right now. Like she like a boss. But that's because she's consistently doing it, and now it just comes out for her. So you want to break it down. So for instance, let's see. If it takes at least 10 to get one interested, Rudy, stop it. He just bit me hard. Okay, so you're gonna have to be doing, I would say, at least 2 invites a day, at least, to hit that goal, because that would be 14 a week. And if you're putting it out there, but I would probably even go more if this is your push goal, because we'd rather go more. So say, let's just do 20, okay? So 20 a week, which would be what? Somebody that does math, what a day? 2, 3, 6, 9. No, I don't know, like 2 and some days 3, whatever. So you'd want to do, let's just say 2 a day. Okay. We're just going to stick with 14 because that's math for me. 2 a day. We're going to do 2 invites a day. But then you have to break that down even more. And how are you going to invite? And the 10-minute, and really you guys can do 2 invites in 10 minutes. And a lot of people think that the invites, you have to keep up messaging and everything like that. You can do the messages over time. Do not, and I'm going to say this as a mistake that I did, do not respond to everybody right away. Because if you do that, they're going to expect you to all the time. And it's exhausting. It is exhausting. Limit your time. If it takes you, I always make sure that I try to get back within 24 hours. That's my goal, is 24 hours. And I actually had somebody who got mad because I didn't get back to them within an hour. And I literally said, I don't think we would work together, because I'm not going to be at somebody beck and call. And I won't be, because they're not my key priority. My key priority is my family. I'm not going to take away from my family for somebody. So don't worry about, oh my God, I have a message in my inbox, I have to message, because you will exhaust yourself. Set your times that you're working your business and focus in. And those are going to be these 10-minute tasks. Okay. So, not only, like, what are other ways, do you guys, you know what, I'm not just going to come up with these ideas. Let's come up together. So what are other ideas that can help us get to diamond instead of just coach invites?
Consistency with health.
Huge. Showing up daily with your own health.
I'm going to throw in there that you got to be a leader. Your coaches that you're setting up to be diamond that are on that sheet, you got to be talking to them every week to make sure they have the same goals as you, whether it's their health and fitness. Think about your goals, because some of them might just be discount. But at the end of the day, you want to continue that and don't assume they'll hang on. So I think a communication, even if it's a, hey, how are you? Communication, it just makes them feel great. It's just, I know when I lose sight of that for sure. And it's not intentional. It's just time flies and you take for granted the relationship that you have built with them. And sometimes just a quick 2-second So don't forget about your current customers and your current coaches that are going to help you get to that goal, because it's their goal too.
Okay, so taking what we can take Lindsay's first. Taking Lindsay's down, and then you break that down. So granted, that's not going to be a 10-minute task, because your workout's, you know, not going to be a 10-minute task, but a 10-minute task will be creating a video of your workout or creating a post for your workout. So that is a 10-minute task that you can do that will help you towards hitting diamond. Does that make sense? So we're going to do 3 10-minute tasks. And so not every day will you do a video that takes 10 minutes, right? Not every day will you take a post that takes 10 minutes. My posts never take 10 minutes, and it clearly shows in my posts compared to like those who actually think about their posts and have time to think about their posts. But that's an example. Melissa's, so to build with your coaches, you can literally, so the coaches that I'm going to be starting, okay, and I have some of my coaches online, and they know this. I am not the coach that is going to give you my time unless you're showing up. Like that's just how I am. When you show up, then I'm going to give you my time. So for those this year who are showing up, I'm going to give 10 to 15 minute push calls. It's going to be timed because my time is valuable, and so is yours. So we want to get on and get to the point. So you can do that. You can have push calls with your coaches who are going. You need 2 emeralds. So the coaches who, like, you guys, your diamond is going to be built a lot off of discount coaches, and those who love Shakeology, and that's great. That's great. But you do need 2 coaches who want to build the business as well. And those are the 2 coaches you want to be spending time with. So do 10-minute calls. That can be a task for you. You can also reach out to your coaches and send like a training. You know, those are different. You okay? Those are different ideas for you for 10-minute tasks. So when you go through and you write out lead my coaches, then write 10-minute tasks underneath that you can do for that. Create a training. You can create a training. I know a lot of people look up to, you know, my training, Brooke's training, Mindy Wender's training, and all that. But if you do a training for your coaches, and it can be on the most basic thing, they're going to relate to you more. They joined you for a reason. So it's okay. You like fail forward with videos, you guys. Fail forward with trainings. You know how many trainings I've done that have failed? I mean, Janice has been on my team for a long time. She's been in groups where trainings have just bombed. Like I put so much time and energy, and they bomb. Okay, so if you're gonna do a training for your team, you're gonna have to divide that up. And I actually have that as one of my goals. I still have to go through and pick my push goal out, but it's to create a team training. I'm not gonna sit there and create it in 3 days. I'm going to do this over time, doing steps. I'm going to break it down. One day I'm going to focus for 10 minutes on topics. The next day I'm going to focus for 10 minutes on content, and just go from there. Okay, anybody else have any other ideas?
A big one for me is healthy mindset, being consistent with that all the time. And that kind of fits for all of my goals, actually. That's awesome. And that's going to help with diamond. So something you could do for that, to break it down, affirmations. You could have, 10 minutes of affirmations, 10 minutes of personal development. You could, and you guys, here's the thing with personal development. Everybody has to be reading it, but everybody's is going to be different. It depends what your push goal is. It depends what your priorities are in life, what your current focus is. So, for a push goal, if it's business related and it's like rank related, so say mine was to hit 5-star by the end of the 3 months, by the end of the first quarter. So for me, I need to build leaders. So I need to be reading about leading people. I need to be, reading about leadership and that kind of stuff to help them create that. So you need to figure out, personal development wise, what your focus is on. So just because you see, I should show you guys. I have like thousands of books. Okay, not thousands, but I have like 3 shelves of books, and I've probably read like 5 of those 3 shelves, but it's because I'll buy because somebody's like, oh my God, this is the greatest book. Well, it's the greatest book for them because they're
going through that at the time. Like I read Miracle Morning. Lindsay and Brooke like loved Miracle Morning, and Lindsay's working towards it. For me, like Miracle Morning's just not where I'm at in my life right now. Eventually, yes, and I'm hoping this year I can start a more of a morning routine. But I work more at night because that's just what works for my lifestyle. So that book, I was like, it was okay. You know, like, well, I did use some things from it, but it wasn't one of those books that forever changed my life. When I read The Secret, mind blown. It was what I needed at that time. And I, you know, for anybody who's ever struggling with mindset, I'm like, dude, The Secret. But that book was great for me. But you have to find what book is great for you. If you need help, like finding a book, then it's okay to post in the team page, hey, I need help finding a book on this, or going to your coach or myself and saying, I need help finding a book in this area, and then we can help you do that. But you want to make sure that you find that book that's going to help you with your goals and help you with your current focus. That's a good one though, for sure. Personal development needs to be added in, and mindset needs to be added in to your thing. And okay, you guys, here's the thing. We're coming up with these 3 things to focus on daily. You need what? I think it's 270. How many days are in a quarter? Yeah, 270 tasks you need, because we're doing 10-minute tasks. So like when we're brainstorming, if your push goal is diamond, you need 270 10-minute tasks in order to hit that, to work towards that. So granted, a lot of those tasks you can do multiple times. You know, you can do them over again, but you also want to make sure that you know what your tasks are. Does that make more sense with it all? And so this is going to take time for you to really dig down and to figure out what your push goal is. Oh. You know what? Like, we don't give our kids sugar much at all. And after Christmas, they both ended up with coughs because they've had so much sugar. Let's see, what other things? What? So to go diamond, you can do a free community page. That's huge, you guys. That's huge. Anybody who wants any health and fitness advice, or just wants to stay accountable, you add them into this group, and you keep adding people into this group, and you show up every day in that group. You post, you know, your workout, you post, you know, when you find a good recipe, you share a recipe in there, and all of a sudden, like, that grows. That community page grows. And when you get information about anything, you post it in there. This is something that's easy that you can develop. Now break it down. Okay, so Monday, 10 minutes, I'm going to build that page. Like, I'm going to go through Facebook. I'm going to learn how to build a group, or set up a group. I'm going to put the cover photo in and the description. That takes 10 minutes, you guys. And that might even take more than 10 minutes. You might have to break that down even more. But a community page, like, is a must for going to hit diamond. What other things? Creating events. Create an event, coaching event, hosting your own what is coaching, whether it be as a call, whether it be as a Zoom, whether it be in a group. You guys, you host it. You be the host, and then invite myself or Brooke or Nikki or Melissa or Lindsay. You know, invite these people to also share their story. I can tell you guys one thing. You guys are, if you guys are doing the work and you're going to set up for what is coaching and you ask me to do it, I will do it hands down. If I know that you guys are stepping up and you're starting to be a leader, and you guys, it will be uncomfortable and it might suck your first one. We're just gonna be honest. It might suck, but it might blow people away too. The one I did what I did was I did a group. Okay, so I did a what is coaching group, and I would go live in that group, and I would do a what is coaching call all by myself. I didn't have people show up, and I thought it sucked. Like, I thought it was awful. It is the most, and I think some people still add, Ashley might still add into that group, but it is the one where I've gained probably the most coaches out of, when I thought it was a horrible one. So just just be open to doing it and learning and growing from it. And if you, okay, so say you're going to host a What Is Coaching event, or you're going to host a What Is Coaching group or a live or whatever. What you want to do is you're going to break that down. You're going to research on YouTube, on Google, different ways to host a sneak peek or What Is Coaching. And then so you're going to take time to research it. Then you're going to take time to come up with your own content. So that research might take an hour long for you to do. And those can be special, like special activities that you're going to, where it takes more than 10 minutes. And you can add in those when you have the time to add it in. But you're going to want to break that down so that you can figure it out. I didn't know what I was doing when I first started, but I researched what top coaches were doing. I researched what other people were doing, and I found what connected to me. And I used that. What? You want some medicine? Oh my gosh. And so you guys can do that as well. Let's see, what other things? Events, like you can do the same thing. You research how like coaches are doing events. Now that means you can go to top people's pages. Like you could go to Amy Silverman's page. And if you don't know who the top coaches are, go in your online office and look up recognition and go through, take a printout or a screenshot of those people in there, or the people who are elite, those people who are elite, go through, screenshot, and search their names in Facebook. Trust me, you'll find them. You find the ones that you relate to, and those are the ones you go back to. So for instance, for me, I'm a mom. So I want to find those people who are moms, who have like, who are not organized, because like the ones that are organized, for instance, like Brooke and I are opposite, you guys. I'm sure you can see it in our posts, but her posts are always very clean. They're very neat. They're thought out. Mine are like on the go, like Gabby's messy hair, like not pretty pictures. And so I want to find somebody that I relate to, and Brooke wants to find somebody that she relates to. So like Brooke has no kids, so she's gonna be more, she'll probably go more towards somebody who doesn't have kids, because that's not my focus. So go through, and that would be 10-minute tasks. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna find, and I'm gonna study these people's pages. Let's see, creating a like page. That will help you. Advertising, figuring out how to advertise. These things are like, each step has like 10 different steps that you can add into it though. Because if you're going to advertise, you need to figure out how to manage your page. Then you need to figure out how to advertise actually. Then you need to create your advertise. You need to create your advertisement. So it's literally takes more steps. See you later, Melissa. Thanks for jumping on with us. But yeah, does anybody have anything else they want to add? Are you guys just ready to get work done and enjoy your Saturday? Do you feel more confident with going after your goals after going through this?
Definitely.
Do you feel like you have a game plan? Or okay, so if you're like still don't feel like, okay, like I still don't know brainstorming what I exactly have to do, or I still don't know what my push goal is, or maybe I need to change all my goals, then I want you to go to the team page, search, I can't remember what I posted it as, but Shalene Johnson's goal setting. Search that. It's at the top of the page. You can't have coffee. Stop it. I'll comment on it. Okay, then drink mine. It's cold though. Go through that video. Do it like 10 minutes a day, even if you have to. But she'll help you really focus in and dial in on it. And like I said, we're gonna do monthly recap calls. We're gonna get on and we're gonna check and see how we're doing with our push goal. See if we need to tweak things or brainstorm together. Like if you're like, okay, I'm out of ideas, I don't know what to do. I need how many more I need 100 and some more tasks to do each day, and I'm kind of like in a funk. I'm blocked. That's what we're gonna do these next months, because we want to help you hit it. So remember, these goals that we're creating right now are 12-week goals. They're not year goals. They're not 5-year goals. They're 12-week goals. Now, you can have the year goals. You can have the, you know, like I have a year goal. I have a 5-year goal. Like I have a vision in my mind. But right now I'm going to focus in on these 12-week goals. And my push goal, that's going to take me 12 weeks in order to hit, because that's going to help me hit all the other goals. So for instance, Lindsay wants to be building her house in 2020. That's a goal, but that's not her focused goal right now, because she needs a 12-week goal that's going to help her get there. So her 12-week goal, one of them is to commit to her health. And so that's one of her 12-week goals. So just because you have, you know, all these other goals, you want to make sure that right now you're focusing on 10, 12-week goals instead of the just broad goals. And then that way it's going to help you hit those broad goals. It's way easier to focus in on them. But yes, if you guys still don't feel like you have it all together, like I said, I'm an amateur when it comes to goal setting. Watch Celine Johnson. This is what she does. And also, if you guys like how she does this, this is last year's model. I have to get this year's, but she has her Smart Life push journal. It's amazing. It will help you stay. It has like where you put down your key areas of life, so that where we ranked all those key areas of life, you get to do that each month. You get to go back and refocus and see where you're at, and everything's in the book. So if you guys want a good book, that's a good one. If you're like, I'm all about goals this year. Like that's my thing this year, is setting goals and crushing them. And I want to help my team do that too. So if that's something that you really want to focus in on, her journal is great. I mean, there's other journals out there too, but she breaks it down into the 12-week one. I also have another one that's 12-week too. I think it's Best Self. But yeah, watch her video if you want to really dial in on it. Does anybody else have any questions or anything else they want to go over while we're here?
I got her push journals last year too, and I loved them.
They're so awesome.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to get any more, because now I kind of understand the process.
It's different though this year.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's different. I mean, I haven't had it, but she changed it. I think she says in there kind of about how she changed it. But it's also spiral, which I like better. Like there's a lot that she did. You excited? You excited? Thought she was gonna hit me for a second.
No, I just finally.
Yeah. I was also gonna say, I don't know, I missed the first 15 minutes because my kids actually slept today. So, but if you have like extra time, it helps to put things in like a vision board form using layout and stuff. So you can like, I made mine, I'm gonna print it and like put it by my desk. That way I can, when I'm sit down and working, I can kind of remember what I'm working for and just kind of put it in picture form. So
Lindsay completely inspired me last year with her vision board. So what she did was she took pictures and she made a collage. And then with the collage, she printed it out onto a canvas.
Like a faux canvas. It was like $20 or something from Walmart.
But that canvas she put right there, and she got to like literally see it. And I mean, it was like an art. Like, I mean, it looked, I mean,
it's awesome.
You see my walls though, and mine have like insulation and everything. So, or remodeling. But like I should show you guys. Awesome. Can I flip my screen? So I always am set up with a blank wall, but I probably have 2 or 3 blank walls in my house that are actually done. Otherwise, I don't know how to flip it. Otherwise, my walls look like this. I'm going to show you guys.
Just extra cabinet.
Or like that. So, I mean, I could use some art. But that's an awesome idea to do. And you know what I think I'm going to do, Lindsay? And those of you who have kids, like how cool would it be to sit at the table with your kids and each write down it and create their own canvas of goals? And I mean, it could be like little goals, like my son wanted a lizard. So now, you guys, I have this creepy lizard. And you know what the lady gave me to feed him? Cockroaches. How disgusting. Like, how gross. I will not touch him. And I told my son if he loses one in the house, I will kill him. Granted, it won't last here because it's so cold. But, or actually, I don't know. They probably live in cold.
They like don't die, so don't let him lose them.
Oh my God! Don't tell me that. Well, like find one in bed. Just kidding.
They're like wood ticks. Like they survive.
She's like, I'll get you guys a male and a female. I'm like, no, we're good. I'm going back to crickets. Like, I don't care if they chirp the whole time. Yeah, they will have millions of eggs too. Perfect. All right, so I wanted to kind of just share with you guys coming into the New Year's. There's some things in work. Like you guys, some of you saw my video. A lot of you guys on Brooke's team, you guys have trainings in place. Perfect. For me, my focus is I want to help like our team become a challenger, like team challengers. So I will be creating a group. We're probably going to start the week after New Year's here in the group, just because I want to take time in creating it all. But we're going to have a team challenge, so a coaches challenge group. And that's because like Lindsay said and other people said, if you want to be successful in the business, you have to be a challenger all the time. And so I want to help you guys build that challenger. And a lot of people who have been in challenges or who have hosted challenges, some fail, right? And they get you disappointed when they fail, and it kind of brings you down. So to have a coach one where it's always, people are always showing up and it's always positive energy, that's where we're going to go with it. And then the second thing is we're going to have a business building group, and this business building group is going to be based on a task, completing a task per week. Okay, so with the task per week, for instance, we can do like this week we're going to focus in on dialing into Facebook ads, where we're going to dial in, and you're going to do the work to figure out how to do it and create the content. So it's just going to give you tasks to work on and work towards. So those are the two groups that I'm going to be starting. Do you want to be the center of attention, Gabs? So not this coming Monday, but the following Monday, they will start. And those are the two groups that I'm going to focus and give my attention and energy to for our team. You guys can join them if you want. If not, no big deal. But that's where I'm going. All right. Does anybody else have any questions regarding anything, goals, anything, or anything they want to share? Who's still trying to hit Success Club this month? I just locked it in.
I finally got back on my game.
Don't give up, you guys.
Don't.
Because the momentum that you're going to build by pushing really hard right now, the momentum that you're going to build is going to be insane come January. But like I decided, I was going to hit, I'm going to hit Success Club, and I'm like, no, screw that. Like I'm going to go for Success Club 10 because I want to end the year strong so I can start the year strong. So don't give up. Use the 80-day obsession. Like go back to old customers. Do whatever you take.
Earn the
you can,
and that's huge.
Yes, you can earn, I don't know if you guys all saw that, but you can earn Success Club points every 6 months from the same customer. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
That
got me Success Club.
So make sure that you guys take advantage of that for sure. Lindy, would you suggest you mention cleaning up existing groups, hiding groups, and focus on the 2 groups you have? Yeah, get rid, like clean slate, you guys. Go through and delete all your, and that's gonna take for me, it's gonna take like 5 hours. Actually, I think I'm gonna hire my sister to do it, to tell you. Oh my gosh, Gabby, your hair's in my mouth. I might hire my sister to do it. So if you have like a younger sibling or somebody that would like $20, have them go, and it will save you a headache. And honestly, like it pisses me off because I'm like, why am I in makeup groups? Like I don't even wear makeup. So it's super frustrating to me. So go through, clean up all your groups, and only have the ones that you're dedicating your time to that are gonna help with your push goal. So I know Brooke's team, she has a great training going on right now. I'm sure if you guys are in that, you want that at the top. If you want in on my business building group, then you want that on the top, the coach challenge group, your community, like your community page. Melissa's is fresh start. I need to restart mine. Maybe I should.
I have to restart. Yeah, I
know. But have your community page, and it can be like a 2018 page where you transfer those from the last one over. Just go through and really dial it down and keep it basic. Do what works for you. Don't join in on all these groups if you don't need it. What about the massive groups of Warrior Parent Movement? Pick what one you want.
Yeah.
Pick what one you relate to.
And sometimes leave yourself in them, but mute the notifications.
There you go.
Noise, and don't if you're already stuck in comparing yourself to others, like, it will not help. So find the one that gets you moving, or you can tell you gain value from, and stick to those. I literally focus on 2 because it's too much noise for me otherwise.
And so, like, the Warrior Parent one, if your focus and goal, like, her and I were talking, like, I'm sorry, but my kids are not, like, my health. I mean, okay, they're a priority of mine, but I'm not, like, really healthy with my kids. Like, I need to focus in on my health first. And I mean, granted, that transfers over, so I don't want you to think like I don't care about my kids and they eat Oreos all day long. But no, if they have Oreos, I'm okay with it. We're in that Warrior group, it's a little bit more extreme than what I am, and that's not my focus. So I am an admin in there now, I guess, though, so I have to kind of show up. And as you get higher up, like, my groups are going to be more because I have more roles. So you guys will eventually, but right now, as a diamond coach, don't, like, as an under diamond coach or a diamond coach, don't stress yourself out with groups. Focus. Stay focused, because you can go through and you can get lost in a group so easy, and then there goes your hour work time. I'm coming away. Sorry, pee break. We can end this, though.
Do you guys have anything else? Awesome. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. I'm so excited I got to be on here and then live and not driving.
Yeah, everybody be safe.
Yeah.
Have some fun.
Be careful of popping fireworks.
Oh, it's so cold here. I don't even know if it would light outside. It's like naked.
I work in a PD trauma and burn clinic, and we see a lot of, like, we always hate.
I was gonna say, where did that come from?
They probably do fireworks for New Year's.
Fireworks, yeah, the fireworks.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
We're actually gonna go ice fishing today, and it's like 12 out, and it's probably even
if it's
colder.
for 5 minutes, I literally just have to say I saw camp. Ice fished outside like a psycho in this cold, and wear my boots that I bought.
We're gonna freeze.
It's all about the picture.
Take her to see ski jump.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to hear about it. I want to come back for
I
this
told her
big
she
party.
has to come back for ski jump.
Yeah.
You guys,
Wow.
if
Oh
you
my
guys
God.
want to have fun and you like to party a little bit, then you guys want to come up
Ski
to the
jumps are
UP for ski
insane.
jumps.
They're so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so hard for me to be a good girl. during
Well,
ski jump.
You
I
can't be.
prefer not being a good girl for those kind of days.
Like 80-day
It's
obsession
really
will
hard
have to take
be
a break.
good girl during that time. Like, really hard.
It's always in front of my husband's coworkers.
Yeah,
It's like
buddy.
where we hang out, so I'm like, oh god.
Just tell them to manage their expectations, Lindsay. Be
Yeah.
consistent.
we should do a Beachbody tent this year. A team tent out
Yes.
there.
I'm like a stay-at-home mom on the loose. I shouldn't drink with people that work.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, off topic.
All right. Well, does anybody else have anything? It was so nice to jump on. And
Yeah,
you guys,
good call.
well, the long one, these won't always be this long. It will be quarterly that we do this long and we actually go through and do the steps together. But otherwise, we're going to keep our calls short and sweet because, hey, we're all crazy busy. And we know how that is. So, but everybody, finish out this year strong. Like, just go and hit Success Club, make it happen, however you have to do it, and then let's start January with a bang. But this year's gonna be amazing, like amazing.
So ready.
All right, everybody, have a great New Year's.
Bye.
See ya.
Oh, I gotta pee.